MSU-TV is on the air, bringing you the best student-produced educational, entertaining, and informative programming. Broadcasting out of Breckenridge Hall on the campus of Morehead State University, MSU-TV is signing on.
Today on NewsCenter, the KCTM went to Bristol, Tennessee this past weekend. The Student Choice Awards were held yesterday. Up Till Dawn hosted a fundraising event. All this and more today on NewsCenter.
Good evening. Welcome to NewsCenter. I'm Derek Gramke.
And I'm Shelby Steele. This is your news for April 19th, 2012. The Kentucky Center for Traditional Music's Mountain Music Ambassadors went to Bristol, Tennessee this past weekend. NewsCenter's Cody Pierman has more.
Last weekend, the Kentucky Center for Traditional Music sent the Mountain Music Ambassadors on a 3-day tour around the Bristol, Tennessee area, including a performance on the historic Carter Fold Saturday night. NewsCenter spoke with band member Tyler Mullins about the trip.
Well, it took about 4.5 hours to get down there, and it was an enjoyable trip. I went down with Jesse and Sarah Wood. We rode in the car together, and it was a good trip. Listened to music on the way there, and talked on the way there. And once we got to the Carter Fold, we played 2 sets, played about 2 hours, 2 45-minute sets. And it was an amazing experience just to be in a place where country music kind of began and has such an influence on modern music. I've been in the traditional music ensemble now for 3 semesters and had the opportunity not only to go to the Carter Fold, but also to play at the MSU Gala here, which was a neat experience, a big mass production. And also had the chance to, many students had the chance to play at Dr. Ralph Stanley's birthday party. And it's just been a great experience to learn different aspects of traditional music and advance my musical skills.
NewsCenter also spoke with the director of the KCTM, Raymond McClain, about the history of the venue.
Well, the Carter Fold was begun by Jeanette Carter, AP and Sarah Carter's daughter. She started the Fold because of a promise that she made to her father when he was on his deathbed in 1962. And he asked her to promise that she would do something to carry the music on. And she did. It was a wonderful, wonderful thing to have an opportunity to go play there at the home place of the Carter family, just down from, really just across the hill from where A.P. Carter was born. It's been a wonderful thing, and I think it's going to carry on and be a wonderful thing because there's so many people that appreciate the history and exactly what's being carried on there.
He later discussed the additional shows that the band did in order to promote Saturday's concert.
Some of us went down a little early and played on the television station in Bristol, the WCYB Channel 5, which is a station that has a long history of country music programming. So it was nice to have the opportunity to go play on that station. And then we had an opportunity to go down and play on Daytime Tri-Cities. It's a daytime talk show that's very popular on WJHL Channel 11 from Johnson City. We also went down and played on the Picking Porch, which is a program that is presented each week by the ACMA, the Appalachian Cultural Music Association, there in Bristol. And they have music every Thursday night, and all the proceeds from that program go either to support the Carter Fold or to support the ACMA.
Reporting for NewsCenter, I'm Cody Pierman.
TM also held a concert this past week. NewsCenter's Greg Bowen has more.
Students involved with the KCTM had the opportunity to perform for the community on Monday during the All Bands concert. NewsCenter spoke with KCTM graduate assistant Chris Dorson about the event.
The concert tonight's the All Bands concert, and it features student performances from all of our various ensembles. These students have been performing and practicing all semester for this event. There's all sorts of bands, from a Celtic ensemble to a bluegrass ensemble to an old-time string band. So it's their final event. They've been performing and practicing up until this moment, and I think a few of them are pretty nervous.
NewsCenter also spoke with KCTM guitarist Thomas Albert, who has been in the program for 3 years, about the event and how he feels coming into it.
I'm really excited about the All Bands concert tonight. There's going to be a lot of good music. Each band gets an opportunity to present a few songs, what they've currently been working on each semester. And this is the first concert that we invite all the family and friends to come out and listen to the music, so it should be a great time.
The KCTM has some big plans ahead with a new facility opening soon. The facility will be state-of-the-art and will include a fully equipped recording studio, Dorson says. Also, a traditional music major will be offered for students enrolled at MSU in the near future. Reporting for NewsCenter, I'm Greg Bowen.
We'll be right back after the break with Haley Murphy and a quick look at weather.
Do you need a way to find new music? Tune in to WPRC. Also hosts with us, Signal in the Sky, featuring new and current independent artists. Eric Riddle's Electro World, featuring dubstep and electronica. Tanner Boyd's Laugh, a great comedy show, full of laughs and gags. Derek Moore's Moorhead Metal Vault, a headbanger's delight, loud and in your face. Tyler Mullins' Bluegrass Connection, a classic experience and instrumental tradition. WPRC, great radio-style entertainment. Tune into the show, broadcasting on Channel 77 starting at 6 p.m. Also, check us out on Facebook.
Welcome back to NewsCenter. I'm Haley Murphy. We'll take a quick look at your weather. As you can see, currently it's around 71 degrees, so sunny, beautiful day overall. Hopefully it will stay this way into the weekend. Definitely overnight it's going to be a little bit cooler, but still staying pretty warm. Record temperatures, you can see back in 1941, we had a high of 86 degrees, so we're not too shy of that. In 1983, we had a low of around 25 degrees, so we're definitely a whole lot warmer than that. Much beautiful day out here. As you can see by looking at the radar, not too much going on across the state. Pretty clear overall, a little bit of storms down here. Not too bad. Hopefully we'll stay this way definitely into the overnight and maybe into the weekend if we're lucky. Take a look at our temperatures across the state. As you can see, around 75 down in Bowling Green, 74 in Louisville. Take a look over here, you can say 69 down in London, a little cooler, 67 in Jackson, warming up to 71 in Lexington as well as Frankfort, 73 in Covington, and 70 in Ashland. So overall, a pretty warm day across the bluegrass, across the state. Highs, mid 70s, so looking pretty good. Hopefully we'll see temperatures around that over the weekend. We'll now take it to NewsCenter Notices with Shelby Still.
Welcome to NewsCenter Notices. This week in the studio we have David Ray Gillum. He was this year's recipient of the Greek Man Award. Welcome to the show, David.
Thank you for having me, Shelby.
First, can you tell me what the award was that you won?
Basically, the award is called the Greek Man of the Year Award. It's given out every spring to an individual from a fraternity and a sorority who really just strives as a leader on campus, wants to make the overall Greek life at Morehead State better, and who is basically just a good leader and someone that you have to have a decent GPA. You have to have. There's a whole list of prerequisites. But
how did you feel when you won this award?
Well, it really hasn't quite set in yet. I was actually my fraternity is Sigma Phi Epsilon. And I was actually the first person to receive that in probably 4 or 5 years. The last person that got the award had got it before I'd even came to college. I was still in high school. So I feel like I had some pretty big shoes to fill from people from the past, but it feels great. You know, it really, like I said, it hasn't set in yet, but I'm sure it will soon enough.
What are the qualities that you think you have that made you stand out above the others to win the award?
Well, you know, a lot of it, like there's so many people on campus that really could have won this award. I'm not the only person that had a chance at it. You know, I'm very honored that I did receive it, but there's plenty of other people. And you know, all of us, you know, we really just strive that we want to make the Greek community a better place than what it was when we were here, when we leave it. So it's just a matter of people who go out, who hold leadership roles, who attempt to do whatever they can to make a difference in not even just the Greek life, but the entire student experience. And it's just something that honors you for just a lot of things like that.
What are some other things that you're involved with on campus as well as your fraternity?
Well, obviously you can tell I'm involved in Morehead State Public Radio. We just got back from doing the our fund drive that we do every semester. So that's fun. I'm actively involved in Order of Omega. I'm the president of that.
What are your plans after you graduate?
After I graduate, one of my big goals is to work at WKYT in Lexington. I'm going to be interning there this summer, so I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, I'll be graduating next May. So after that, I'll hopefully, during my internship, I'll get in good and hopefully be able to pull a job out of it after I graduate. So that's what I really want to do after graduation. And as far as long-term goes, I would really like to be on a network news station, maybe CNN, Fox News, something like that. But I mean, that's a dream, so hopefully someday I'll achieve it.
All right, David, well, I wish you luck on all your endeavors, and thank you very much for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with another look at weather and Cecil program with sports.
Become a multimedia production major. We provide skills development for using technology to create audio and visual messages for use in all digital media. The program is designed to help students become highly marketable candidates for careers that include radio and television production, digital cinema, narrative and documentary filmmaking, news production, and audio and video production.
Eagle Trace Golf Course is just minutes from Morehead, Kentucky, right off the Sharkey Farmers exit. Bring your friends and family for a fun and affordable round of golf. The course features a driving range, putting green, and a special discount for MSU students. Call 606-783-9073 to arrange your tee time or group outing.
Welcome back to NewsCenter. I'm Haley Murphy. Take another look at your weather. Currently in Morehead, you can see around 71 degrees and sunny, like I said. Not a lot of wind, just 3 miles per hour. So overall, a really beautiful day out, and hopefully we'll continue that into tonight, but it's not looking good for the weekend. Take a look at temperatures across the Bluegrass. As you can see, pretty warm overall, around 75 in Bowling Green, 74 in Louisville. Take a look up at your capital, around 71 in Frankfort, 71 in Lexington as well. Cooling down a little bit more, 69 in London and 67 in Jackson, 70 around in Ashland, and 73 up in Covington. So overall, mid-70s, looking pretty good for the day, but it's not going to stay that way, unfortunately. Take a look at your radar. As you can see, not too much going on across the state. A little bit of rain down here, but nothing overall too bad. Should stay this way into the evening, like I said, but possible to get a little bit more over the weekend and into next week. Take a look at your national map. As you can see, up towards the Great Lakes, a lot of storms going on that could possibly push their way down over the weekend and definitely into next week. Also some storms down by the Gulf, as you can see, that will work their way up as well. So we're definitely going to see some rain over the next few days. Take a look at your cloud coverage satellite. You can see a lot of clouds coming down and up from the coast, so we're going to get hit by those a little bit over the weekend. Definitely see much more cloudy weather than we're used to, and especially going downhill after today. Our temperatures across the United States, you can see around 83 down in Florida, cooling off around 67 just a little bit north, 70s around us, Take a look towards the west. You can see around 61, 65, so definitely a little cooler overall. Temperatures have cooled down a little bit across the nation, but we might see them warm up a little bit next week, except cooling down for us. Tonight you can see it's clear with a low of 58, so not too bad. Should stay pretty good overall, but leading into a cooler day tomorrow. Tomorrow also clear with a high of 77, but it's definitely going to cool down overnight. Definitely a chance of showers, 30% for most of the day, but looking around like 60 or 70% for tomorrow night. So we're definitely going to see rains. We might see some storms come in as well. So hopefully they hold off for, a little bit on the weekend, but it's not likely. Take a look at your 5-day forecast. As you can see, on Friday, a high of 77 and a low of 50. Definite chance of rain, like I said, even more overnight. Saturday, we might see a little bit of scattered storms with a high of only 58, so definitely cooling off, and a low of 45. Sunday, we'll see a high of 60 with a little bit of cloud coverage, not too bad. The rain should hold off a little bit for most of the day, and just a low of 35. Monday, cooling down even more significantly, a high of just 55 and a low of 34. Tuesday, a high of 62 and a low of 32. So we'll definitely be seeing some frost overnight on Monday and Tuesday. So hopefully the rain holds off as well, but there is a chance both of those days. So not looking good for the weekend, really.
So it's just going to get cold all over again.
Much colder, especially for April. So definitely cooling down. Not a pretty weekend or week.
I guess I would rather walk on the weekend in rain than to class in the rain.
That's definitely true. You don't have to take out your rain boots that way.
Yeah.
It's funny, we had spring in the winter and we're having winter in the spring.
Definitely. It should warm up hopefully soon. It's almost May.
Yeah.
We'll take it now to Cecil program with a look at Eagle Athletics.
Your home for the Morehead State Eagles. This is NewsCenter Sports.
The MSU baseball Eagles already hit the recruiting trail hard this fall, signing 7 prospects for the 2013 season. With the decisions of freshman Jeff Drew and sophomore Deontay Ferguson to leave the program, the Eagles' 2013 recruiting class could possibly still not be complete. The MSU coach Donnie Tyndall says the plan for now is to ink at least 3 more prospects in the spring signing period, preferably a forward and a pair of guards with the ability to slash to the basket. The deadline to sign a national letter of intent to play in the 2012-13 season is May 16th. The MSU baseball Eagles picked up 2 victories out of 3 tries last weekend against OVC opponent Southeast Missouri State. The Eagles followed up their solid weekend performance on Tuesday night against the Marshall Thundering Herd by the Eagles getting a stellar pitching performance from sophomore Garrick Whittle, who threw for 7 complete innings while striking out 6 batters and only allowing 1 earned run. Third baseman Andrew Deeds entered the game ranked 2nd nationally in hits and picked up 2 more on the day. With the Eagles' victory, the Eagles' record improves to 22-15 for the season before traveling to Eastern Illinois this weekend for a 3-game series starting on Friday at 5 p.m. And now it's time for Eagle Sports Trivia. Who is the MSU baseball player that holds the record for most hits in a single season? A. Drew Lee, B. Luke Boehner, C. J.D. Ashbrook, or D. Charles Dudley Cottle? Haley, what do you think the answer is?
I'm going to have to go with B. Luke Boehner because he's the only one I know.
I'm going to say A. Drew Lee.
You go with C.
Actually, Derek, you're right. Drew Lee holds the record. That is one of several records that he holds here at MSU. One of them being the record for the most hits in a single season with 86. This season, though, that record may be in threat because, as we mentioned earlier in the cast, Andrew Deeds is hitting the ball off the cover so far this spring. He has 66 hits so far this season, so we can definitely be making history this year. We'll be right back after the break.
Call for a ride from the shuttle at 606-783-8747, Sunday through Thursday, 7 p.m. to 1 a.m.
The annual Student Choice Awards show was held in Aduc Wednesday, April 18th. NewsCenter's Hardy Breeding has more on the story.
Students gather to support those nominated in all different categories. The event, in its third year at MSU, honors students, faculty, staff, Greek organizations, student organizations, as well as reveal new SGA executives. Presenters for the night included Lindsay Atkins, Becca Hall, Matt Jameson, Kyle McKenzie, and Dean Kett. NewsCenter caught up with Dr. Robert Borum, one of those honored that night.
Well, I was really pleased to be nominated. I don't know much about the Student Choice Awards, and this is kind of my first time I've heard really about it. And Glenn Means called me up and said, "You've been nominated. Are you willing to take part?" And I said, "Well, sure, but tell whoever it is, thank you very much for nominating." He says, "Oh, there was more than one," and that really pleased me. I'm extremely honored that students think enough of what I try to do to include my name on the ballot for Student Choice Awards. That's the most important part, that students have noticed and appreciate the efforts that I try and put into classes and interacting and working with students.
David Gillum, member of Sigma Phi Epsilon, says that he and his fraternity have much to look forward to in future semesters.
The award means a great deal to me. I feel like it is a representation of a lot of hard work paid off by not only me, but my entire chapter. We had a lot of awards won tonight, and I'm very proud of all of the people of Sigma Phi Epsilon. It's been a really good year for our chapter. I really feel that we've accomplished a lot of our goals, and I think we are only going to have more successful semesters to come.
Reporting for NewsCenter, this is Hardy Breeding.
The Apple Shop, located in Whitesburg, Kentucky, paid MSU a visit this week to inform students about their internship program and showcased a few selections from their Summer Documentary Institute. NewsCenter has more.
On Tuesday, the Appalachian Media Institute and Apple Shop stopped by MSU to hold a short film screening of work produced by their interns. NewsCenter had the chance to speak with Ben Spangler, the AMI Educational Administrator, about the program.
AMI started in 1988. It was basically, the idea was on one aspect just getting that new blood pumping into Apple Shop. AMI is a individual project. It's one sort of arm of Apple Shop. Apple Shop's sort of like, I guess we'll say tentacles. So there were two people that started it. One was an individual that just sort of worked at Apple Shop and assisted with films, and the other, he was sort of involved, but he was a high school teacher, but was obviously directed, or connected with Apple Shop. And so I guess they were sort of brainstorming with that, and because we come from a very rural area, there's not much entertainment, and one of the things was giving the kids something to do. And so when the program began, it was just for the summer. We're now a year-long program, but our flagship is still the Summer Documentary Institute. And with that, we take about 12 young people from throughout Central Appalachia, and we train them from ground up, all of the basics of just documentary filmmaking. Teach them interviewing skills, teach them, video skills, audio skills, editing, storyline or story building, just all encompassing. And so over the course of 7 weeks in summer, you'll have kids who've never ever held a camera or even thought about holding a camera. And in 7 weeks, they've produced a film. And one of the great advantages of the program, just for the youth, in general, is it's a paid internship. They get paid for their work, and we're very proud to announce, they also get, college credit.
In attendance to the presentation was MSU student and former Appalachian Media Institute intern Sarah Kadish, who informs us of what she learned through the AMI program.
I have been working at AMI the past 2 summers. What we do is just make short documentaries, and we learn the entire production process. But we also learn about Appalachia and our communities that I think a lot of people don't appreciate until they actually really work there and see what's going on.
NewsCenter also asked Ben why he decided to return to Apple Shop after his experience through the internship program.
Part would be just for a love of the program, and just a really deep connection to the area. I grew up in Whitesburg. I grew up around Apple Shop. Before I even, knew about AMI, I was already involved through the radio station and some other youth arts and youth activist programs. So AMI was kind of a natural fit for me. When you look through that lens, it really does make you really connected to the area. And so even after I left the program as an intern, my goal was to, leave, go to college, but come back. And while I wouldn't say that I necessarily expected to be involved with AMI again, I'm so pleased to be involved with the program because I just love it so much. And, I really, really care deeply about just the youth in the area. And, we need more young leaders, and we need to help retain them.
I love you. I love you too.
Recently, Up Till Dawn hosted a fundraising event for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Sarah Burkhart has more on the story.
Up Till Dawn held a letter writing event on Tuesday, April 17th, to help raise money for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. The event took place in Aduc as part of the Greek Week activities, and many MSU students came out to participate.
This event is called Letter Writing. It's hosted by Up Till Dawn, which is an organization on campus that raises money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. The founder of St. Jude, Danny Thomas, said no child should die in the dawn of life, so we say Up Till Dawn to write letters, and we're sending them to our family, friends, aunts, uncles, cousins, that kind of thing, and the letters are asking people to donate to the hospital. I was actually a St. Jude patient. I was born with liver cancer, so this hospital is something that's very near and dear to my heart. So this program, Up Till Dawn, is on 200 college campuses nationwide. And when I got to Moorhead in the fall of 2009, this club wasn't here. So Moorhead has a really easy process of starting your own organization. So I started this organization last spring, to give back to the hospital that saved my life. And this organization has grown phenomenally in the past year. This is, there's not many people here now, but we're going to be here until 10 o'clock tonight, so I'm really looking forward to how it goes.
Maria White, a member of the organization, was glad that students had the opportunity to participate as part of Greek Week.
To me, this means a lot because I've had a lot of family members who have suffered from cancer, so it's really cool that knowing that we as students can make a difference, and it's really cool that this is part of Greek Week because it's getting a lot of the Greeks involved and it's helping with the participation a lot.
Reporting for NewsCenter, I'm Sarah Burkhart.
So, Derek, you did the package on the Apple Shop.
Yes, I did.
Can you tell me more about that and how, if I wanted to get an internship, how I could do that?
Well, it's a great opportunity for students because as an internship, it's hard to come across many that are paid. And Apple Shop, they actually offer you payment for your work there, and you'll work 40 hours a week. And they said that you get paid around $300 a week for 7 weeks. You end up leaving the program with a finished documentary that you can use for your reel. And if you're not local to the area, they'll put you up in a house and they give you dinner every night. So you can't beat that.
No.
You can't find a paid internship that'll actually take care of you like that. And it's really important for the area because it teaches kids to stay involved. So, on behalf of Haley Murphy with the weather and Cecil Bergman Sports, I'm Derek Gramke.
And I'm Shelby Steele. Have a great evening.